welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening. Thank you for being here on A1R Psychic Radio and being with me. I'm super happy to have you here this evening. And here we are in the wake, in the middle of summer. I can't believe it. We've been having great weather. And I've been spending a lot of time in my backyard, really enjoying the weather. So super happy about that. And we are going to go try to catch the Aurora Borealis tonight. I know I live in Oregon. You shouldn't be able to see that. But according to reports, we are supposed to be able to see it tonight. So we are going to take a little journey after the show and see if we can go find some beautiful majestic lights and have the universe put on a fantastic light show. Even if it's just a tiny little bit, I will be okay. It's my bucket list. And so even if I get a little taste, then that will encourage me to go to Alaska with my husband and see the lights up there. He's been up there, and the photographs he has taken with the Aurora Borealis are just absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. And so maybe tonight will be just a little piece of my bucket list, just a little taste. That would be fantastic. So we'll see what happens. So for tonight's little tip. So I have been talking with somebody in my group, and I'm going to keep this very vague so it doesn't give out any information without their permission. So I've been dealing with this person almost a daily basis, and they're new to me. I'm trying to understand them and kind of figure them out. And I've been in situations where we've been in meetings and I've been talking with them, and it feels like they are getting upset with me for something that wasn't my fault, but they are putting the blame on me, or it feels like that blame is being put on me, but it's very vague. It's very different. And they use words that make it broad term, but the energy of it reads differently. I don't know. Maybe you guys have been in a situation like that. So it's been very interesting for me, of course, as an empath. Even if it wasn't directed to me, I want to take that energy on and transmute it and then think, wow, why is this person getting upset with me? I don't understand. I haven't done anything wrong. I've been following all the protocols or whatever that is, and somehow I'm still getting the brunt end of this. So it's really been interesting because it's really put me into awareness to take a step back and go, what is this situation really about? And that's really what you need to do when you're feeling that energy and you're feeling that pressure and you're thinking, this is being directed towards me, but yet on some level, it's not being directed towards you, and you kind of know that. That's the moment that you need to take a step back, get out of the situation and say, okay, what is this trying to tell me? Right? So after this has happened a few times, I've taken a step back and said, okay, this is not about me. And it's true. I've realized that it wasn't about me. This person was almost venting or, letting me know that something wasn't right. And it felt like it was being directed towards me, but more it was being directed as like an overall unit, right? For an overall group of people. But I was taking that on as my own. So being able to step into that awareness and say, wait a minute, let's back it up, reevaluate, and then look into the energy of it. I realized it really wasn't about me. I was the conduit for which this person was allowing frustration to come through and to be released. And I can say, okay, I understand this better. And I'm able to basically digest what they're saying, understand what they're saying, and be able to walk away from it because I don't own it, right? I didn't take that on. I didn't put it on, over the top of my human self. I was able to walk away from it and say, that wasn't mine. It seemed like it was being directed to me, but it wasn't. So the whole reason behind my story is if we can all be in that awareness of when you are in a conversation with someone and you feel like it's being directed towards you, you don't know why, because you feel you haven't done anything. You need to take that step back and say, okay, what is going on around them? What is going on with them? And further conversations with them, even maybe just listening to what they have to say, will give you insight onto why this conversation is happening, why you feel like you are being the one blamed, or feeling the need to take on this situation when it's really not yours. Because as I listened to this person and going through the conversations, I was realizing and I was picking up that there were things involved that happened prior to me meeting with this person, right? It was really the trigger. And I was just the conduit to be able to release it. So not taking that on makes a huge difference in my daily work, in my daily life, being able to step back and be objective about it and say, nope, that's not mine. And, releasing that energy and pushing it away from me because it's not mine. So it really helped. It was a really interesting awareness for me and an important journey that I've been taking over these last, couple months, I would say. So I wanted to share that tip with you to hopefully help you all out there who might be going through some similar situations, that you may evaluate the situation from a higher level, from a distance or a perspective that's different than your own, right? Looking through it as a different lens and stepping away from the situation and asking, is this really directed to me or towards me? Or is this just somebody releasing and I'm just there to witness and be that conduit? Because it is a huge difference. And you don't take that on. You don't walk away feeling mad, frustrated, confused. You just go, oh, that's what that was. And you can walk away from it, right? So being awareness, the biggest thing with almost any of this is just being in awareness. And if you can be in that space and place, then I would say 75% of, of all of this, you can understand where it's coming from, why it's happening, and then you can take measures and steps to either go towards it or step back from it. All right. Hopefully that is helpful. It's been very helpful for me. But right now we have a caller ready to go. We have Cheryl in Alberta, Canada. Good evening, Cheryl, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
What can I do for you this evening?
I was just wondering maybe a bit about money matters.
I'm sorry, what was that last part, finding out about?
Is that better?
Oh, that's
Hello?
much better. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'll move it down a bit there.
So
I was just
what was your
wondering a bit
question
about
again?
money matters.
Oh, money matters. Oh, okay. Yes. All right. Cheryl, there's just going to be a little moment of silence while I tune in to see what is happening. Okay, Cheryl. So what I was getting is you've got some real, what they are telling me is hot issues right now that you're dealing with, some things that are needing the priority of decision making. Um, and they're saying that you need to kind of shift and prioritize and look into some of those things, and make some decisions about them. Are there decisions out there that you've been kind of holding off on, um, or that you're evaluating? Because that's kind of what they're showing me right now.
Well, my car basically is close to giving up the ghost, and I had to pick up another one.
Okay.
And it's sort of like, okay, fine. I didn't really need that payment. And
Right.
it just, it just seems like you get the money in and away it goes.
Right.
Gone.
Right. Yes. Right. Um, what they're showing me is that there are some like belief systems or something that maybe you grew up with, that's showing you about money and its worth. That money is not something that stays around for very long. And so it's interesting. It's more with trying to make friends with money. And I know that sounds very odd, but looking as money is not just a thing or a means to an end, but actually, having conversations with money. Gee, maybe you didn't need that, you didn't need that car, or you didn't need, um, that thing. But you needed that to be able to get back and forth to work, back and forth to the grocery store. And so you say, thank you, money, for showing up for me. Thank you, money, for allowing me to buy this new vehicle. And thank you for showing up when I needed you to show up. So starting in a mode of like gratitude, and gratefulness. And actually, your team is showing me that you do some sort of a practice like that, being in gratitude of what is coming in and what is coming in for you. And so they want you to know that you've been practicing this, um, on some sort of level, to be grateful and thankful for the money that is coming in.
I can do that because I'm very thankful for when I get paid or when a little bit of extra comes in. And
Right,
maybe
exactly.
I should say it out loud when at some time during the day.
Yeah. And just so when you're saying that, bring that emotion into it. So like when money comes in or that little bit extra, like, get excited and hold that energy and say thank you and feel that energy through your body, right? And say thank you for this, for coming in, for being here, for walking side by side with me. And um, imagine that energy pushing out from you, right, into the universe, that gratitude of thankfulness, right? And they're showing me that you do this already, right? And so they're saying keep that up, keep that cycle going, because as you do that, it compounds, and there's then the more gratitude and the more thankfulness, and that comes in, right? And of course, we all have our bad days, and so you're going to have days that it's not going to feel that great to to try to be thankful, and that's okay. And you have to be able to give yourself a break on that. I'm looking to see what else they can tell me about money matters for you. So I keep hearing the words holding on, as like you're holding on for some kind of an outcome. So there's something out there that you're holding on to, that you're holding on hope for, to balance all this out. And
I think that's a big lotto win, like everybody's hoping for.
it might be. They're saying that it's something else.
Oh,
Are you in some type of a negotiation with somebody? You know, it's not like a settlement, but I keep feeling like there's a negotiation. Is there a negotiation for a raise at your job?
not right now, no.
Interesting. Okay. I feel like that there's a possibility for a raise in your job. It feels
Okay.
like there's an elevation, there's a shift, that there's something like that coming, because they keep bringing me around to holding on.
Okay.
They're not showing me a lot more. So
Do they say anything about my health?
there's so have you been, I'm actually sitting here, I'm scratching and itching. um
Mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes must be it. um
Yeah.
there's something about like an itch, or like a 7-year itch, um like you're going through, it's the end of a cycle is what they're saying, like you're at the end of a cycle.
Okay.
You've been They say that you've been kind of doctoring like a lot of little things, and that's coming to this year end cycle, that is coming into a conclusion, right? And It's going to give you that relief that you've been looking for.
Okay.
Okay.
Fabulous.
Yeah. It's like they're showing me it's like lots of like little things. Nothing big and major, but
okay.
An end game, or to figure out what is what the solution is.
Okay.
And so they're saying that is coming in, that's coming in for you.
Oh, good.
I just heard healthy as a horse. So there you go.
Well, that's good because I'll be honest, I've battled 3 different types of cancer and didn't do the chemo or anything, just did radiation once, and I'm clear so far.
Excellent. Yay.
And
congratulations.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's always in the back of your mind, but I named them. When I had the breast cancer, he was Hank, and it was a matter of getting rid of Hank. And then I had bowel cancer, and I gave him a name. And then when I had the spot in my lung that had to come out, I gave him a name. And I do not believe that I had cancer. I had 3 guys invading my body that we chucked to the curb. And they're not coming back to party.
That is excellent.
And I'm from the age that if you got the big C, you didn't live through the big C. So I would rather name them and check them.
There you go. And get rid of all of the emotion, because disease in our body is a lot about emotion, and unreleased emotion, right? So the more that you can release all of that you can get it out, the healthier your body becomes. And so it's like that's what they're showing me, is that it literally has been oozing out of your pores, right? It's been oozing out and releasing. So you've been doing all of the right combinations to get rid of all of that from your body. So congratulations. That is really fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
They're saying that you have this. You have got this. You are a very strong person. Stronger than you even believe yourself. And so you need to take a moment and recognize that. Recognize the accomplishments that you've done, the things that you have overcome and stayed strong to.
Okay.
Okay, so your guides are saying it's really hard for you to take credit for something. So they say take the credit where the credit is due and love yourself even more for that.
Okay.
Okay, which is another thing that's really hard for you to do, they say.
Yep. Yep.
You have all this love for everybody else. You're very, very giving. You're very passionate about creating this safe space for people.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they said it's really okay to create that safe space for yourself and to love yourself. And of course, as a human, that's really hard for us to do because we feel that's very selfish and that's not how we're supposed to be and operate. But really, it's about the self-love so that we can give more love, right?
Okay. I understand that part. Yeah.
You see what else they have here for you. Speaking of taking care of somebody, they're showing me somebody that you're taking care of.
I'd probably be my husband.
Okay. They're just showing me that that's been very challenging for you. And they want you to again, they're going back to that recognition of you're doing a fantastic job and giving yourself some credit, giving yourself a little pat on the back, giving yourself a little slack when something doesn't go as you had anticipated or expected, okay? And realize that once in a while you're going to have a bad day, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Right? You're always that cheerful, happy person, and it's okay if you have a bad day.
Okay.
To not be too hard on yourself for that. Your husband's very grateful for what you're doing for him. He doesn't always show it.
That's true.
But he is very grateful.
Oh, great.
Okay. When the ego kind of steps aside, that's when you can see it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Typical man.
Yes. They're saying, don't let that dim your light. Okay.
Okay.
Because you are very empathic and very caring. You carry a lot of that. So make sure that you're not carrying something that's not yours. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, Cheryl, we're coming down to the last few seconds of our show. So I'm going to have to say goodnight, but I want to say thank you so much for calling in this evening.
Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it.
You are very welcome. Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye for now.
All right, that does it for me. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in this evening. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please reach out to me on my website at wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. Exciting news. My friend and I, Melinda, are going to be doing a retreat in Canada in October. More to come on that next week. I will give you all the details on that, and it'll be posting to my website very soon. Until then, you guys all have a wonderful evening, and I will see you again next week.